Sentences practice. Get the best characters in action. B103. Let's examine the sentence and read it out. The first thing that attracted him to this sport was the fact that he could do it with his friends together. So, can you say what verbs are in this sentence, what subjects are in this sentence, the people or things doing the verb, and are there any verbs turned into nouns, which is not a good sign. Now, remember, very important, to act as a verb in the sentence, it must actually be done in that sentence. Now you try it. Pause the video, then try to find the information and write it down. When you're ready, press play to continue. Let's go through the sentence together. So what verbs are in this sentence? What is being done? Well, we could say being attracted, that could be a verb. Was, to be, could do, or do. Right. But what's interesting is this together is what's called a noun phrase. This is just extra information about the first thing, or this is a type of first thing. The first thing was. But instead of the first thing, it's the first thing that attracted him to this sport was. So attracted is not being done. Being is being done. What's it being done by? What is the subject of the sentence? The first thing that attracted him to the sport. And how is it being? Well, it's being equated to, it's being the fact that he could do it with his friends together. So there's no actual doing taking place. So X was Y. He was a pig. The cloud was white. All right, so the verb in this sentence is to be or was. And what is the subject of the sentence? The subject is this. And are there any verbs turned into nouns? No, I don't see any verbs that are in nouns, that are nouns. So, if we remember, to act as a verb, it must be being done. But there's no attraction taking place, because that's just a way of explaining what the first thing was. And the fact that he could do it is not the same as him doing it. So the only action that is happening is the verb to be. And as you might imagine, this is not the best thing. So now we're going to redo the sentence using the best characters and the best actions. We've analysed this sentence and found out that the subject is the first thing that attracted him to the sport and the verb is to be. Now that's not a very clear combination. It's not a great character. So your hint for editing is, what is the character? Who's behind this? Who's doing it? What's the clearest thing for the reader? And what action is being done? Can we work out an action? Pause the video now, then try to edit the sentence yourself. When you've done, press play to continue. Now we're going to go through it together. So who is doing this, or what is doing this? Well, there's a him. I think the clearest character is he. And I think the clearest action is he was being attracted. Once we've got he as our thing, or subject, our personal thing doing the verb, let's make him attracted to the sport. He was attracted to the sport. All right. Why was he attracted to the sport? Because he, we've got he again, could do it with his friends. Maybe play it. Now, this is okay because we've got our consistent he and he. We haven't got the first thing or the fact, but we have got the first. It's not that he was attracted, it was he was first attracted. So what you can see here is we had a subject which was very complicated, the first thing that attracted him to this sport, and we had a verb which was quite poor, to be, quite general. Whereas actually what was staring us in the face is that we had a better verb, to be attracted, and we had a subject, a better subject, which is him or he. So by working out that our subject was he, and working out that our verb was attracted, we wrote he was attracted to the sport because he could do it with his friends. We kept he going to make it simple. With instead of together with, or with his friends together, with, he could do it with his friends. If it's with his friends, we don't need together, because that's what with means. And so we've got a much simpler, more straightforward, easier to remember and understand sentence. And that's one of the goals of editing. Getting the right characters, getting the right actions. Thank you.